The biggest value signing in Holland over the course of the summer, drops into a central defensive position alongside Wilfried Baumer. Well, Ajax's victory over Maccabi Tel Aviv is scant consolation for a disastrous league campaign. There's a couple of changes from the misery of last week's defeat by Heerenveen. Danny Derrida has been dropped in place of Mauro Rosales, the Argentine winger. And Escudé has been dropped out of defence. Anthony Obodai is back in. So it's Ajax in a very changed strip of yellow shirts. Well, that disastrous league campaign, which recently involved failure to beat 10-man AZ and that defeat. Down goes Rosales. Well, this isn't the place that Koeman would have chosen to come. Lamy gives away the free kick. They've not won here in the last decade. PSV haven't conceded a goal here in the last 3. Plenty to aim at. Heitinger has gone forward, but again wasted due to another poor delivery. It's been something of a feature of the performances from Ajax over the past couple of weeks. Danny Derrida in the centre of that picture, you can see there. This is Farfan, Van Bommel, Vogel, Van Bommel, Vogel. Well, he did well to get that ball across at all then, Vogel. Van Bommel trying to find space to tee a shot up himself. This is Lee. Lee's shot, oh, it's gone in. A fumble by Bogdan Lebont. And the misery and ill fortune has followed them all the way from Alkmaar back to Amsterdam, and this week on to Eindhoven. Well, there's very little he can do about goalkeeping errors like that. That is the 13th different scorer in the league this year for PSV, equal with Ajax. Trabelsi not even close to getting a challenge in then on Lee. Well, it's been a good week for him because he's finally got rid of one of his problems, and that's Louis van Gaal, who resigned. Koeman accusing him of not occupying a position on this particular planet. So he had to reduce the expectation of this very young squad. Farfan. He overran it, looked as if he'd got out. This is Lee. Interesting ball. De Jong, 2-0. All very easy for PSV. Again, Lee never really should have been able to get the ball in, but poor defending from Ajax. But once again, you look across that back four. Anthony Obodai, not exactly what would you call a naturally aspirated central defender. Just look at them, both of them crowding in there. Heitinger miles out of position. Left 2 in there, and one of them is the right-footed left-back, John de Jong, and Maxwell, who's having an awful season so far as well. It's just another listless performance, this, by Ajax, and de Jong really had to do little apart from divert the flow of the ball. Van Bommel, whose father-in-law is having something of a torrid time, he, of course, is Bert van Marwijk, in charge of Borussia Dortmund. Out comes the keeper. Oh, he's dropped it. Park's in possession now. Park's still there, and Ajax are a bit disappointed there because Lebont's down injured. But in a similar situation, you can't imagine the Amsterdammers showing too much charity to Eindhoven either. Well, you can't blame Lebont. The quality of the defending that's gone on in front of him tonight has been dire, and Lebont has been taken off here. Hans Vonk is going to replace him. So a goalkeeping crisis envelops Amsterdam again. Stecklenburg injured, two injured now. DeMarcus Beasley and Nicolai Mitea, two very speedy wingers. And Mauro Rosales, whose form hasn't really followed him from South America. He had a great summer with Argentina in the Olympic Games. John de Jong coming off. I think, as we said, has racked up a few air miles in recent weeks. There he is. He's been over to South America, and Boca Juniors have confirmed that they've received an offer for Carlos Tevez from PSV Eindhoven. Whether or not he's going to come is another thing. Bayern Munich also interested, so to Atletico Madrid. Really would be a great acquisition. He has identified the need for a player with experience and some physical presence in the middle of the field, and he was very critical of the training regime, saying there was too much emphasis on ball play and tactics, not enough on physical development. And it's not too often you hear players saying that. Now Maxwell's in here, Van der Vaart's in there as well. And just underlines the way his season has gone as well. Believe it or not, the top scorer at Ajax in the league still remains a player that left nearly 2 months ago. Zlatan Ibrahimovic with 3 goals. As Mitea's going to pick it up here. Nicolai Mitea. Van der Vaart off the foot of the post. Unlucky there from Van der Vaart. Best moment of the game so far for Ajax. Heitinga in there, getting his foot right in there. This was the moment when they almost got themselves back into the game. Injury now to the PSV keeper, Gomez. As we were saying about the transfers, Ajax made it, well, I can't believe it, we need a second goalkeeping substitution. It can't be too often that's happened over the years. 2 goalkeeping substitutions in the same game. Zutbier is about to come on. That's the Ajax substitute keeper, and just giving a few last-minute instruction, although I doubt much is needed. He's a goalkeeper of significant experience, just warming up there with Theo Lucius, who was the recipient of an unexpected call-up to the national team a couple of weeks ago. Theo Lucius, due to the pull-out of Belarus. Well, off goes Gomez then. It's been another thin afternoon for Ajax's forwards. Wesley Sonk has continued to complain about the lack of service that he's got, the lack of faith that his coach has got in him there. Reportedly looking at Aruna Dindan. He's looking at just about everyone. Denied it that he's put in a bid for Robinho, the Santos forward as well. What couple of acquisitions those would be. This is Park. Vanager gets it back in. Park. The traditional cheerio to the Ajax supporters. Life doesn't get any easier, does it, for Ronald Koeman? His side down in 4th, and if they lose here, which looks virtually certain, they could find themselves still further away if AZ win. Here's Van Bommel. Beasley. Good stop, that. Drabelsi. Last league victory on the 25th of September for Ajax against Roda. Since then they've been slaughtered by Bayern Munich 4-0. They drew against AZ, they lost against Heerenveen. they've had to recalculate just exactly what the season's priorities were in Europe. Could play that by Pienaar. Part of the problem for Koeman was the fact that you had Van Gaal consistently saying behind the scenes that they should reach the semi-finals of Champions Leagues and be in the ascendancy in the league. That they are not. They're dropped down to 5th place after this defeat. PSV roll on at the top of the table still. The squad not at full strength, PSV's, but they lead the table at the moment. Koeman has got big problems. Final score 2-0.